Right. Welcome. 2 Point Happy Hour Live starts now. Let's start this again. Don't know what I was doing. Switching between these accounts can be very annoying. But welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let me get my co-host on before I start making me a drink. Hello, how's everybody doing? I am sweaty because I've been moving around like crazy. Thursday. Woo! All right. Let me make me a little drink, finish this off. Oh, yeah.
There we go. All right.
All right.
I was like,
Ah,
what in the world is going on? Let me adjust I got a new setup here. Bam. There we go.
me too.
Good God.
Ah,
What is it?
good.
Spring break? What's going on, everybody? Yes, this is another episode of 2 for 1 Happy Hour Live. Today, the guest tonight, I probably say this about every guest that we have on, but I'm truly excited about tonight that
Me too.
the guest that we have on, and I'll explain why later. Just wait and find out. But first, got a couple things to cover. Today we will be obviously having a guest on. We got some topics to cover, but just want to remind you all that this is a Sarkargan's media group production, and hey, welcome everybody, and we're going to go and get this thing started. What are you drinking on?
Honestly, just something simple. Vodka and some mixer. That's really it. That's
Yeah,
really it. Just vodka and mixer tonight. Just wasn't really feeling it. It's my everything's got kind of like screwed up this morning because my power went out because of the storm we had,
yeah,
which is not that bad of a storm versus what Louisiana uh what Louisiana or New Orleans went through. So happy about that. My power was out for all of like 17 minutes, and I had to go back to work. That's why I'm a little sad.
yeah. Right. It should have been a FAMU Cup, even though he never went to FSU. But we're not going to talk about that.
Hey,
All right.
hey,
So I actually posted this and I tagged you in it right before the live because I didn't want you to know what I was drinking. This is called a Pina Colada Sangria. So
Pina Colada.
no. So it has Malibu coconut rum. Uh, Dang, what else is in here? Oh my God, I just forgot that fast. What is in here?
Oh shit.
Uh, Moscato.
Almost
That's
did
what it
it.
is. All right.
Oh
Moscato.
God, wait. What's in it?
Moscato, coconut rum, and
Oh,
crushed pineapples. You gotta think. That's what
wow.
sangria is. Sangria is wine based.
Yeah, but I guess I never heard it like that. Good Lord.
Yeah, I saw it
That's
online.
that's
It's pretty good. Um,
that's good.
so that's what I'm drinking on. All right. Yeah, I clearly did not have the recipe for that one. I didn't write that one down. And there's no prescription for it. All right. So a couple topics. One thing I want to talk about what's going on right now. Today was the last day of I hope last day for the confirmation hearings for the new Supreme Court judge nomination from President Biden. Judge Ketanji Jackson,
Oh, much
she's
better.
been going through a ton of questioning by the Senate, and got a little emotional today in that, or I think it was yesterday, not today. In that, you know what? Hey, if you're fighting something, whoever out there, whoever needs this motivation, just persevere.
Yeah.
I think she's going to get it. She's going to get it. We have enough votes on the Democrat side, to actually put her in, which she will be another woman in
Okay.
office for Supreme Court, but the second sitting woman of, can't really say all the way woman of color, but African American black judge that's on the Supreme Court, but the first female black judge. So congrats to, she's going to get it, man. There's no way they can hold back this confirmation. Sorry, it's not going to happen.
Good for her. And I will say cheers to that. Good for her.
Uh, on the flip side of that, since we're talking about women progressing, this is going to be a little controversy. So, have you heard of who Tia Thomas is?
I know TLC. They still around?
Okay, so that means no. So Tia Thomas was born William, or excuse me, Leah Thomas, not Tia. Sorry, Leah, because I think it was a play on the male name. Was born William Thomas back when trying to fix the light. Yeah, there we go. Back when uh, TLC, back when he was born, but now is a transgender male swimming as a woman. So
Oh, okay. I never knew the
apparently,
name.
so apparently as a male, he was like ranked in the NCAA, ranked like 460 something. I mean, he sucked basically amongst the males. Now he's
Let
like
me guess. He
number
tuck
one as
that
a
dick in
female.
and now tuck that dick in, switch it, and let me guess. Number one, you said?
Number one, yep.
Yep.
Kept it's keeping it streamlined. Tucking is keeping you streamlined. So fellas
Tuck
out
that
there, if
dick.
you wanna, hey, there's Nikki. What's up, Nikki? If you wanna go ahead and look after
Nikki.
all the guys, don't forget to tuck it and shuck it. So apparently he's
Yep.
out there. So there's been a lot of drama debate on whether or not he should be competing. I think it was Chris Rock. No, it was a
Chris Brown?
comedian.
Oh.
No. Dave Chappelle. That's what it was. Dave Chappelle mentioned if LeBron James was transgender and he's allowed to play for the WNBA, would it be fair? Basically, him scoring 900 points a game, and then all of a sudden, hey, but it used to be LeBron James. A little bit unfair. So there's a lot of controversy out there. Actually, the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, he's actually declaring the winner to the person, the female that came in second place. I don't have her name, but he says, you know what, we're declaring her the winner. Typical of us
Oh
being in
yeah.
Florida by calling it a win,
Yeah.
even though we lost. So anyway,
Yeah.
um,
I heard that part. I was like, what's he talking about?
right. Last but not least, before we bring our guest on tonight to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about
NBA
his
schoolboy Q or
successful
some shit, right?
career, no,
Oh.
Ryan Coogler. So in recent news, this has come out in a bunch of articles and everything like that. Back in January, Ryan Coogler, if you do not know who this is, he was the director for the movie Black Panther, Creed, very successful. Back in January, as he was in Atlanta shooting the Black Panther 2 sequel, he ended up going to Bank of America in Atlanta. He has this thing about he doesn't really want everybody to know how much money he's taking out, and he wants to keep it a secret. He wants to keep it cash. That's how keep it a secret, gets cash out. That's how he pays his staff. And he took out hey Kendra, a bank
Oh shit. Kendra.
withdrawal slip, filled it out properly, had his credit card and ID on the back of the withdrawal slip. He actually wrote a note, please withdraw this money out, $12,000. Take it to the back. Do not count it out here because I don't want people to know who or what type of money I have.
Okay. All he was
Well,
missing was a gun. All he was missing was a gun.
Well, no. Let me tell you the story. So this was all black staff. This black teller goes to the back and calls the police.
Yeah.
Now let me run that back for you. He inserted his bank card,
Yeah.
his ATM card. He showed his ID. He had a slip that he filled out withdrawing $12,000 from an account he has. But on the back of the slip, he said, please take this in the back, count it, and then come back out. I'm withdrawing money out of my own account.
Yep.
And they ended up calling
Yeah.
the police on him. Anyway, they put him in
Yeah.
cuffs. He's like, what in the world is going on? The police are like, look, man, we're just trying to do our jobs. You slid her a note, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, he's like, well, did you read the note? The teller. Come to find out, him and Bank of America has squashed it. They've, come to terms and everything. But I have a couple problems with this.
What's up, Steph?
You're in a city that a pretty big blockbuster movie, a black movie, has been made, and I think it's like still the number one.
What's up, Brad?
The director, who obviously he showed you his name. If I saw Ryan Coogler, I'd be like, oh snap! Hey, what's up? Can I get a selfie? You don't know who that is, and you still call it. Just I don't know. You know, it was just. I feel some kind of way about that. How they did not know who that was.
Hold up. In my defense, if I'm a teller, which I don't care about, and I'm just making whatever, and I see this note and it's a little strange, I might walk that path too, and just say, hey, this looks a little weird. The name, yes, I might have recognized the name. The face or whoever he was, no. Now Ryan Seacrest, okay, that's a big name. I may run his credit too, or do whatever I have to do, but the name Ryan Seacrest versus Ryan Coogler sounds a little more familiar to me. But I know what you mean.
I don't think people in Atlanta like that at a Black Bank of America or a Bank of America with mostly black staff would know who Ryan Seacrest is.
American Idol for like 50 years? Come on.
Nah. I don't think. I mean, if she doesn't know who Ryan Coogler is, she obviously probably does not know who Ryan Seacrest is.
I bet. But, I want to bet. I want to bet a drink on this. I bet she would.
Okay, good. Go find her.
I need her name. I'll find her Instagram. I got no shame.
I don't know who that is. But anyway, you know, he was let go and everything. He squashed it. You know, the dude makes millions and millions and millions. I know she feels stupid right now because her face is all over the thing. And yes, Steph, I did see your earlier comment. It should not matter because it was his own money. It was his own money. Now, had he not had a card, he did not put in his PIN, he did not show his ID, then okay, yeah, call the cops. But he did all those things. And so now all of a sudden, you know, just makes you think. Anyway, all right, that's enough of that.
Well, she's right though. There should be a policy about larger withdrawals. There should be a policy. I'm pretty sure there is, but should be a better policy.
Well, there actually is a and let me go back. So there actually is a policy somehow that if there's a large sum of money that is being withdrawn, it is to prompt calling the police. I think I saw somewhere it was around $10,000 was that cutoff where you automatically call the police. Here's the thing. Ryan has done that several times. This isn't the first time at several Bank of America locations. And so the police said, well, don't you think you would have gotten with the management team first and called ahead or did this? He says, why would I? Since I've done this several times, I didn't see it as a big deal now until they called the cops on me. So I'm kind of with him on that one. If this is the norm, if this is what you usually do, I don't think you need to change up your habits. But he said he will be doing that going forward from now on.
Well, okay, so I hate to battle this, but like at my old job as a janitor, I remember there were policies in place. It's a verification place. So even though on this card it says you are who it is, there's still procedures in place that we still have to see the card right here on the camera. Doesn't matter if you have it in your hand. We have to see that card, see that other piece of identification just to know you are who you are. And honestly, I hate to say it, but it's to protect Ryan Coogler. What if like his doppelganger goes in there and has the same information with fake whatever, like we already know somebody has, and go in there and say, oh yeah, sure, take $12,000. I love Black Panther. You know, here, bye. Next, you know, he's gonna be like, what the fuck? Ryan Coogler, the original Ryan Coogler is gonna be like, what the fuck? That's not me. Oh, but it looked like you, and he had all the ID. That's why I think those procedures are in place. Just like at my job, at my old job as a janitor, those people were really strict. They hated that stuff. To be on camera, man, they hated to present their stuff. They're like, I have it in my hand right now. Fuck you guys. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck this. And we couldn't help it. That was policy.
So a couple things before we move on. Kendra, you said about CBS different locations. I think this was the same location. So why is it different this time? And let me know if I interpreted that correctly. And Steph, you are correct. Somebody did actually mention it. It's Atlanta. People probably withdraw that amount of money all the time.
Sure, pimps do.
Or even more. Exactly. It's definitely pimps. But, you know, he squashed it. He's going to go forward. And I think they said that they're going to do some training with that particular location.
Man, he'll probably put a scene in his movie where, like, they rob a Bank of America or something. That's his get back. You know, they'll probably put a scene in there like that.
Right. Well,
Oh wait, Kendra does work. Oh, look at that. I thought she was retired.
anyway, all right, we're gonna move on. So we're gonna
Yes.
get.
Trey Songs, right?
At multiple locations, first time at that location. No. So he does it at multiple locations, but he's been to that location before. It wasn't his first time. It was his first time that he said going forward, he's going to go to management and say, hey, I want to count my money in the back. That wasn't the first time he was at that location. All right.
Wait,
So,
are we having, isn't Trey Songs a rapper on or something?
what are you talking about? Anyway.
Are we having Trey Songs on?
No. We're going to go ahead and get into our guest. I'll put the introduction out there for him because I think I better know who he is. We're going to have JustJonMckin on. He pretty much is a influencer, very smart in my opinion. I have a bunch of a bias because he is my oldest nephew.
Oh, that's funny.
And graduate from the college on the highest of Seven Hills, Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. Very, very smart. He's going to talk about his journey going from homeschool to a successful career. He's been traveling. He's been doing a lot. If you think that he is not related to me, he is. And one day I want to look like him because he is Jack to all Jacks. I don't know.
So wait, what happened to Trey Songs? I thought we said Trey Songs was coming on.
What the hell are you talking about? No. John, go ahead and request, and we'll get you on. No one said anything about Trey Songs.
I kept telling people we have a rapper or a singer on.
I don't know where you got that from.
That is not Trey Songs.
No, that's not Trey Songs. Good God. Jonathan.
I know that kid. Dude, I know that kid.
What's going on? First of all, everyone, I'm going to introduce you to my oldest nephew, Jonathan. I'm not going to say his whole name on here. You can, DM if you want all that information, but goes by JustJonMckin. He does have a YouTube channel where I just saw something you just posted. I forgot what you was explaining. I was like, man, okay, that's pretty good. And then there was something else you posted. I was laughing at that. But anyway, tell the people who you are. Tell the people, where you've come from, where how you got to wherever you got to. And, hey, I'm Bobby. How's it going? Rodney, watch your language.
Oh, what?
You.
No, seriously.
Wait, is your last name Songs? I swore somebody said Trey Songs.
Ignore him. Right. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Hey, maybe on Tuesdays. I don't know. But what's up, everyone? I'm Jonathan. I don't talk about myself that often, but yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I was homeschooled growing up. Went to FAM, probably one of the best decisions ever in my life. Got some pretty cool gigs. Did some stuff with Apple, Microsoft, Google. Worked at American a couple weeks ago, but then I actually turned in my 2 weeks notice not too long ago, and I work for a startup. I'm a tech lead for a data engineering startup. Really love it over there. And I'm not big on YouTube anymore, but I am big on TikTok. So you can follow me on TikTok, Crypto John to Metaverse. Talk about a lot of the crypto metaverse stuff that's going on. Explain it, dumb it down.
That's what it was.
Okay, you got to write
currency. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to write some of that down and put it in here because I will not remember any of that when I'm trying to put these big fingers to type. But that's cool.
Later. We'll add it.
Yeah,
later.
Because my brain doesn't move like that.
Let's back up because you basically gave your whole resume in 30 seconds. Great elevator speech. So go back to the homeschool part. So you were homeschooled, and I know the answer to all these questions. I don't even know why I'm asking them like this, but you were homeschooled from grade school all the way to high school, and then ended up going to college. I mean, how did the homeschool? I know you don't have any comparison between homeschool and public school, but how do you think, with some of the people that you met at FAMU, how do you think your homeschooling compared to public school?
Yeah, man, that's a really good question. And I just want to clarify this too. I went to private school till the second grade, and then after that point, I was homeschooled up to graduation. But
man, I didn't know you remember that far back. But.
Yeah, yeah, I was always homeschooled. But Yeah, setting foot on FAMU's campus, I noticed a drastic, drastic difference. I mean, like people,
Black
I think
people.
one of the first things I noticed is like, kind of people's mindsets were, different as far as, like food or classes, priorities. It was like totally, totally different. I felt that not everybody was like that, but I did notice that like the general population, it was like a different type of mindset. And I think like one of the biggest adjustments for me, especially coming to FAMU, like I was homeschooled. I didn't know anyone. I think like one person from like TBIC who was there, but
Yeah.
yeah, everybody was in there like little groups, so you had to kind of almost like disperse yourself into these little groups to actually like get a network on campus. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you notice like the different personalities, and it took some time adjusting because I felt like a lot of people were way more vocal and upfront. They just told you how it was, like, hey yo man, like you weird and awkward. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
That sound like FAMU. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just sounds like life.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm like, geez, I've never been told that in my life. Like, all right, okay. But I mean, at the same time, I've been told, yeah, you're a pretty dope person at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, it kind of just happened naturally. Like just over time, kind of like got into the routine of like regular areas on campus, and then I think one of like my closest groups was the cafeteria. You had to bond over that nasty food that they
Yeah.
were serving. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say yeah, it really just bonded naturally. Kind of got my group together.
That's good because now did you the people that you met that you met the people at FAMU that you did eventually meet were a few of them homeschoolers, was some of them homeschoolers, none of them homeschoolers? They were all, I mean, obviously all from every walks of the country. Um, and did you stick to people that were really in your field of study?
No, yeah, that's a really good question as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was the only homeschooler that I knew. Everybody, they were in like the cliques from high school. So
Yeah.
everybody on campus, they kind of knew somebody who was already there, and that's how the campus was roaming at first. Like they rolled with their whole high school clique. Um, but I mean, I didn't know anybody, so I didn't discriminate. So I had people from all types of backgrounds to secondary education to what is it called, business communication,
Mhm.
CIS, engineering. I was just chopping it up with like anybody who was I felt like was just a chill
Ooh.
person. Yeah, like hey,
Engineering.
like engineering. You never saw them. That's the funny thing about engineering, because like
Right.
yeah,
Right. You
you
never saw them.
you never
Well, because
saw engineering.
they went from the FSU, they went to both the College of Engineering, so you really rarely saw them. You
Yeah,
rarely saw them on campus.
exactly, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
So
like I really got close with any of them like on that type of level to like I guess like higher up in like my education at FAMU. But like in the beginning, you didn't. They were trying to qualify for the engineering classes, so you didn't see them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have a question, because I know I've talked with somebody else about not this bully down here, but somebody else. Did the food give you a stomach ache or like give you diarrhea the first couple of weeks?
Hey, you guys be quiet.
I mean, I'm trying to
Because
think.
I know it took me a minute to get used to it, because I had some issues with it. And I came from like high school and stuff, and my mom was not the best cook, and
Oh
this
geez.
food really really messed me up. It really did, but I adjusted.
Oh man. I mean, no, I mean,
Oh,
when I went on campus, they were doing some pretty. Oh, you good?
sorry.
Ignore him. Just, yeah.
Oh,
Next question.
sorry. That's too strong for a Thursday.
All right. Pre-Friday,
Sorry.
Friday food. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, much
Said you
Yeah.
better.
guys to be quiet, but I'm back. um,
My
Yeah.
kids are all sleeping over here. Look at it, all laying down. Shut up.
yeah, especially the one
There
in the
we go.
back giving me the Care Bear stare again this week. Okay, so you ended up graduating. I mean, you went to college, FAMU with scholarships from what you did in homeschool. You were a great bowler. I think I can take you now. Rodney, don't even
Hold
worry about
up.
it. You
No,
can't
you
take him.
cannot. No, you can't.
Oh, you're crazy. That's my
You
thing right
can.
there. I've been challenging his dad for 2 years now.
He
I've
he
been
can't
challenging
even
his
beat me.
dad.
He can't even beat me.
So
So
Yeah,
no,
my dad can't beat him.
I challenged
But
his dad even when his dad had a shoulder injury. I kept trying to challenge his dad. He too scared of me. He's scared of me.
yeah, so
uh,
you got a bunch of scholarships. Excellent swimmer. I mean, you swam like a fish, like a guppy, and went and finished FAMU. Now, did you finish on time or early? I couldn't remember what it was. I thought it was early.
I finished early. So yeah, graduated a year early.
Wow, you did the opposite of me. Graduated way late. But hey, we got out of there.
I mean,
So,
it kind of paid off too
oh,
with the pandemic too, because
yeah,
like that my third year, that's when the pandemic hit, and we just went fully remote, and I felt like everybody pretty much hated that, so I felt like it was like the best timing, because I'd rather do that than yeah.
yeah. So while you were in school, because you mentioned some of the places you worked for, but some of them were internships. And
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any NDAs that you can't speak about, but some of the places that you worked. That's a good question. We're going to get to that question in a second, Kendra. Actually, let's get this question and we'll talk about some of the places that you interned while you were at FAMU. But Kendra want to know what led to homeschooling. Kendra, he was in second grade, so I don't think he can remember that far back. But if your mother can remember, told you what made her put you in homeschool, like what made
Yeah,
her
that was
pull
my
you out?
question.
Yeah, no, I remember a little bit. So yeah, originally from Jacksonville. I think the county wasn't the best for public schooling. That's how I was in private school.
Which
And
count? Which county was this?
Duval.
Duval.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I think they're a little bit better today, I think, but especially around the time I went, they weren't doing too good. And then I was in private school, so parents were dishing out a lot of money for private schooling. And my mom she was traditionally a teacher. She taught in the Duval County teaching system, so she just thought, hey, I could do this better than the private school. We paying the private school people. I could just do this myself. So she asked me. We have two different views on how this happened. So she asked me, do I want to be homeschooled? And I just said, yeah. But I'm pretty sure the way I remember it was she told me I was going to be homeschooled. And
Yeah,
I just went.
That sounds about
that
right.
sounds like
Yeah.
any
So,
mother. That sounds like where it is. But just stick with that first one, and you tell people that.
Well, I
yeah,
got
so
a
we
I
have
got a
two
three
different
part
stories.
I got a three-part question, maybe two. My brain doesn't work sometimes. So the first question is, how was the schedule for you for homeschool? Like when we were in school, was it the same type of schedule where you started at like 8 o'clock in the morning? Also, too, how did you keep yourself staying on task, being homeschooled? When you have everything around you within reach. Third question is, did you have a bully like what I had in school?
Yeah, I mean, I could sum all of that into one, being that
Oh
that was probably my
God,
mother. No, I'm playing, but
Alicia, we
no,
did not know. I'm not a part of this. I'm just
no,
letting
no,
you know
no,
I'm not a
Who?
no,
part of this.
Wait,
no,
who's Isha?
Nothing. Never. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh,
no, she amazing. Like, I got an amazing mom. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she kind of just drilled it in, like early. I felt like those early days, I remember her just being like almost equivalent to like a drill sergeant. Like, hey, hey, when I give you this, you make sure you get this done. Don't give me no sloppy handwriting. I turned to some stuff to her one time. She made me go redo it. It took hours to do. She didn't care. I mean, her whole philosophy was that I'm gonna be your hardest teacher. And she tried, but I definitely had a hardest teacher. um, man, FAMU, man, pulling out some characters. But
Yeah.
no, my mom, she did amazing. And I think she just really instilled like a good foundation. Just I think kind of just being independent. Hey, this is your work for the week. Make sure you get it done by this time. So I kind of had like that college lifestyle like early
Oh,
for college. So it was a breeze. I think transitioning to like syllabuses and dealing with professors, I felt like she was my professor all my life. So
well, what about the schedule of it?
yeah, I mean, it really varied because I mean, honestly, like some days it could have went from like, all right, we're just gonna have like a science field trip all day, and we're just, all right, we learn like
Oh,
yeah, like random places. Cause like a lot of people don't know is that when you're homeschooled, there's like an network in your city. So you meet up during the day and you kind of do stuff like for the entire day sometimes. And
I didn't know
I
that.
just went with the flow of what she told me we were doing. I couldn't say anything. But yeah, I made sure I got my work done, and I just really, I guess, enjoyed time with, I guess, the people I did see, like in the homeschooling network. So I wasn't, a lot of misconception of homeschooling is that you're alone, you're home all day, you're in pajamas. I remember
That's what I
at one
think.
point, I was in pajamas starting out,
To
but
some degree, they are. I mean,
yeah, some are. I think I had a very unique experience. But yeah, it was at some point she was like, "No, you need to change." I'm like, "Huh? Like we can't we staying in the house all day. Like I can't wear my pajamas. No, those are night clothes. No, you gonna put on your like your school clothes." So I think she just had a good foundation for me at a
That's
young.
cool.
yeah.
And you didn't have a bully. No bully.
Yeah, I sent my mom for all those.
Hey.
all those.
He was probably bullying his brother because
Oh
he has a
yeah,
younger brother and also going through homeschool as well. So Kendra,
yeah.
that's pretty much how he got there and what his schedule was like. But at FAMU, let's talk about some of the internships that you were at. You mentioned some of the companies, so I can say them now since you mentioned them. But
Yeah.
if you don't want to get into specifics, because I think probably two of them are probably very, very hush hush. You mentioned Apple, Microsoft, and Google. How were those experiences? Actually, I think you were in a program, and someone that Rodney and I know actually knows you, and we
Mm.
met you some years back. Do you know a Terry Morris? Do
Oh
you remember
yeah,
Terry
yeah,
Morris from
yeah.
Eli Lilly?
That's my
So,
dude. Yeah,
yep. So
yeah.
Terry Morris,
Forget Terry.
hey, I actually want to
Nah,
I want to pull
you
Terry
can't talk
on.
about Terry.
I forgot. I want to pull Terry on, Rodney. But Terry,
Forget Terry.
I met
Nah,
Rodney at
nah, no
Scholarship
Terry
House.
slander.
I met
Oh,
Rodney at
I'm
Scholarship
slandering.
House back in
You mean
2000, and he was a head resident, and so that's how we know Terry. And then I think I posted something with you on, and I was like, "Oh, look at my nephew, very successful." And he was like, "Jonathan's your nephew?" And I said, "Yeah, don't you see the resemblance?" And he started laughing, but whatever. So yeah, we
I'm
actually know each
slandering
other.
Terry? Nope.
But yeah, talk about some of those experiences, how you got in them, how you were chosen, because it was very, very few individuals who got those internships to be able to go to California and to travel across the country while you're still at FAMU.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a really, really great question. Man, and I think I'll just start off with this. I think like my mindset, like when I hit campus too, was I wanted to make, I wanted to gain some type of experience and I wanted to make some type of money. And my mom, she wouldn't let me have like a regular job. So she was like, "Oh, you got to do something like in regards to like your major." So I was like, "All right, I got to get an internship." So man, I was on top of it. Like when they were talking about, hey, companies are coming to campus. I'm like, who? What? Like, let's go. Like, sign me up. I want to do it. And that's how I connected with Terry. I was at the FAMU career fair, and I think some freshmen show up, but not everybody takes it seriously. And we had a really good conversation. Like, and he could tell like I was very adamant on wanting to get an interview with Eli Lilly, and I think it was just like just a solid connection. I think he kind of felt like my vibe. I felt his vibe. He gave me his phone number at the career fair, and I think the rest is history. Like me and Terry have stayed in close contact up until I graduated. So I actually gotta check
Yeah.
up. Yeah, we stayed in close contact through like my entire college career because I think he kind of just saw like that. I guess that hunger or that like that spark in my eye. Like okay, like yeah, he wants to do some stuff. Like give him an opportunity. He really wants to do some stuff. But man, a freshman with very few experience, you get told a lot of no's.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you continue, I forgot
Yeah.
one thing. Tell people what was your interest and major in at FAMU, because I know all that, so I'm kind of cheating, but everybody else may not know what you majored in FAMU. What was your interest? I mean, you created and developed Apple apps while still homeschool. I mean, that's crazy. So what did you go into
That's some
FAMU
drive.
for in order to get these internships and wanted to work at Eli Lilly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a rainfall effect of your brother, my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody doesn't know who he is, but yeah, he's
Yeah, I know.
traditionally, yeah,
Oh, I know what that dude is. He's kind of scary. Yeah.
kind of scary.
He never smiles. Every time I talk to him, he never smiles. Your brother never smiles.
I think you just called him at the wrong times. He definitely do be
Yeah.
smiling.
Dude, family function. Hey, how you doing? I'm Jeremiah's roommate. Hey, how's it going? Oh, okay. That was your dad.
Yeah, he got a
Very
very
smart, though.
mellow personality. But now I want to see him as scary. But yeah, he's I don't know what to call him by trade, but graphic designer,
Go-getter.
creative, yeah. So I guess I'll go into this story. Like they used to do something called Tuesville, which was like an online like virtual world for kids. It's very similar to
Oh
Club
yeah,
Penguin.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to spend a lot of time in the office, like during that development process when they were building out this whole virtual world before it even hit like the market. I saw like glimpses, like the photo shoots, the production, the testing, and I thought it was cool. Like it was like a room that you walked in, and it was like a bunch of I didn't know at the time they were programmers, and they were like making these avatars move across the screen. And I told them like, hey, I want to do that. Like, what you have to do to do what they're doing? And he's like, oh, you got to learn programming. And I think around that first time, coincidentally, we just got our first computer in our house. And I went home that night and I searched like coding tutorials. First thing was Python, and I started learning Python on the spot. And I was addicted. I was making like surveys, making them sit down, take my little surveys. I was coding. Meanwhile, like I was probably like in middle school around this time, and I knew like, okay, like I think coding may be something that it may be something I want to do. It solidified a little bit like later in to high school because I wanted to actually work somewhere where I could code, but I didn't have any experience, and that's what led to me making the apps in high school because nobody wanted to give me an experience. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna create an experience for myself. I'm gonna learn how to make these apps, and nobody downloaded them. I think like I got like 5 downloads.
So let me ask you this:
yeah,
did you learn C++? This has been a long time debate between me and this guy right here. Come on, you gotta give it to me, nephew. C++.
No. He didn't. It was archaic.
It is archaic, but I didn't learn C++ till I came to FAMU. Like it's
Bam.
yeah.
Bam. Bam.
Wait, so what was the bottom? The first thing you learned, was it Java or was it C++?
The first thing I learned was Python. Then I learned Java, and then in school we had to use C++. So I naturally yeah. It was brutal debugging.
Case, I'm never gonna ask you that question again. Every time we have somebody on who's techie, I always ask that question, and he swears C++. No one uses it. I'm like, I mean,
the places I've cleaned up as a janitor, I don't see them use C++. They don't use C++. No, I've seen them use Python. I've seen them use Java, especially, and maybe some HTML.
Yeah,
maybe some HTML.
Modern day, you're gonna see that tech stack mostly. Like C++ is more like Microsoft uses it heavily. My God. Yeah, they use it very heavily. C#, but it's really around like embedded systems. That's where you're gonna see C++ used a lot. Very low level, close to the hardware type of
low level. Yeah. And I'm lower than that. I'm cleaning out office as a janitor. It's low level.
Use it. Case is closed. All right. So you got these internships, Microsoft, Apple, Google. The
Yeah.
reason why I asked about C++, we have this running joke of the movie called The Internship. I'm pretty sure you heard about it if you go on to Google. If you go on to Google, they mentioned in their interview for the internship, someone mentioned C++. So that's been our running joke for like years.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Google and Microsoft and Apple. I mean, how are those experiences? What did you learn? What did you have to, give to them to get out of it? What kind of things did you experience at any one of those places?
That's a really good question, man. You're going shots in.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
trying to get the bottom of that.
This is
Ugh.
what I do for. This is what I do for a living. I interview, so I got to hit those high point questions.
I got a story about your buddy Terry later, so go ahead.
Oh, you just want to stay off of Terry, all right?
Oh, I got slander.
Oh man, oh man. But yeah, to talk about, I think this is very important to talk about too. I didn't get to it in the story. Was that I got told like 90% of the stuff for my first paid internship, which was Apple. Going for that, 90% of the stuff I applied for, I was told no. And Apple came on campus and they did like a talk or whatnot, and they were only recruiting technically juniors and up, and I was a freshman. And they told me no, like, hey, this isn't gonna work. Come to us again in 2 years. And I'm just pleading my case. Hey, no, you don't know who I am. Like, hey, I make apps. Like, I already did kind of this stuff with Google. Like, listen, I can, if you give me the opportunity, I could do it. Like, give me the interview. Like, I promise you, I could pass it. And it was a long back and forth thing, probably like 15 or 20 minutes into the conversation, and the recruiter broke down. She's like, okay, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't tell a lot of people. It's public information now. It's just like, listen, we're doing this pilot, okay? But you have to be a sophomore. And I was like, oh, bet. Like, okay. Thankfully, being homeschooled, I came in with sophomore like level credits. I wasn't really a
Oh, wow.
yeah. I wasn't really a freshman. I was
Wow.
like, hey, I got that right here. We could do this right now this year. And they thought I was making all this stuff up. And I'm just selling my case. And then I got her card. And it was an adamant journey of getting like I think the FSU, FAMU engineering dean, she had to approve of me going into this pilot program, a long process to actually get some interviews. I had 9 interviews, and I finally got an offer with one of the Bluetooth team at Apple. So I wanted to say that because it was not an easy road getting that internship. It took a lot of perseverance, but Apple, I mean, I got to talk about each of these companies one by one. Apple, stunning. Like like their products, their offices and their campus are built like their products. Like there's,
Wow.
I was about to say what, Slim?
No, I mean everything is like just detailed. Like it almost feels like you're stepping into like a spaceship of a sort. Like you're kind of stepping into the future when you're like around some like public areas in Apple. Like I haven't been in the Steve Jobs theater. They were building it when I was there, but it's like stuff like that. Like the Apple Infinity Loop, just being there. Like you felt like you got displaced from Earth and you're just like somewhere in the future. But it was unreal. Like I walked by I forgot his name. Oh my gosh. Because it's such a flat company at the same time. Like there's like really no hierarchy when you're walking around. I ran
Current
into
CEO.
Yeah. I walked past the CEO. I walked past Johnny
Can't remember his
Ive.
name.
I can't remember his name
I
either.
cannot remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah. But Johnny Ive, the creator of like the iPhone, I was like in the midst of like a lot of like great minds, and it felt completely
Tim Cook.
completely unreal.
Tim Cook.
Oh, it's Tim Cook. Yeah.
Well, a question about those internships. So, just for my nephew's sake and other people under him, as far as like being teenagers, what kind of GPA do you need to get these internships, and what do you need to apply for those?
Yeah, no, that's a good question too. I mean, like I had I technically had a 4.0 when I did apply
Holy shit.
when I applied for the internship, but I don't think it's as big of a deal, like because they know like CS vary, like the curriculum varies from school to school, just keep it above a 3 for sure. Like keep your GPA definitely above a 3. I think the most important concept is like having those side projects because that's just gonna make you stand out. Because you have all these freshmen coming in and they don't have experience, and y'all all are going for the same jobs. You got to stand out in some
Yeah.
type of way. And we have the internet, like we have phones in our hands. We can learn stuff and create stuff in our spare time. So taking that initiative to like stand out, really put in the work to build something, they love that. Like they will have no trouble.
So what you're trying to say
And
is C++ will not get you there.
no, C++
Listen,
will get you nowhere.
hey, if you're on an embedded systems project, maybe, but
Well,
modern day,
I sweep floors and clean up desks. C++ get you nowhere.
C plus is like a 2.0 or something like that. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, you
See, he got it. He got it. He got it. All right, my bad. Keep going.
good.
So you do mean side projects, not like women side projects, but you mean like actual projects.
I mean, you could diversify it, you know.
No, side project women is not going to get you internship. That's what my nephew and other people like him need.
I mean, you could diversify. It don't got to be strictly side, you know, coding side projects. It could be, you know, because I mean, I feel like the social aspect helps too. Because like if you're able to like, I don't know, like it really spark like some genuine conversation. So your nephew's doing that. It could teach them, you know, some tangoing a little bit around, you know, how to don't sweet talk a recruiter. Never do that. But you know, just being a little bit more social. Because I would say too, I knew like an advantage I did have was that a lot of people who are like very, very super technical, they do have trouble with like the social side and actually communicating. So that if they're going in engineering, like that's a big plus. Like if you're really good at what you do technically and you could really connect with people socially, yeah, they're gonna look at you like a unicorn.
Wow.
I think for myself back then, I think I was pretty a little bit above average in what I did, but I had that hair thing going on. Yes, I had hair back in the day, and it was either out.
Always wearing the head.
It was probably out like this. It was braided, probably more out like this. And I remember meeting with people about internships, and instead of looking in my eyes, they would always look up. When I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a sophomore," they literally do this, and you know, tell me more about yourself. And I can see them, and in my head, I'm like, "Well, I'm not getting this shit because she keeps looking up. I'm not getting it. I wouldn't get it."
Was
you know,
it
maybe it was
like what was going on?
It was just sprayed out, or braided like Iverson or something. And I don't think companies were ready for that at the time, because I mean, almost every person I had an interview with on campus literally looked up, then looked back at me and looked up like 5 times. So I know I might not have been the right look for them as well. So I think time to change more now. So that's good for you and people like yourself.
No, now I'm glad you brought that up because like it's changing, but not everywhere. Some places they still got that intact because
they got that standard. Yeah,
they got that stand. Like I even like I did an interview with Chick-fil-A too before I took this position I took, and they had to evaluate pretty much like my hair, like because you have to keep a clean cut in your beard. Your neck has to be able to show through your beard. Your beard can't. Yeah, even for corporate. Yeah, so you have to keep a clean cut at all times when you work for Chick-fil-A. So some places they take that very, very seriously.
And they're closed on Sunday. How dare they?
I know, right? You cannot sit here and have some standards on a look. I mean, don't get me wrong, looks are important, professional, all that stuff, but you can't be that picky, especially if you're not on the front lines and you're closed on Sundays. I'm sorry. It can't happen. Cannot happen. Chick-fil-A open up on Sundays.
They're a highly profitable business, so
yeah, they are. They are.
So that was Apple. What about Google and then Microsoft?
Yeah, I think next in the story for me was Google. I think, no joke on Google, I love that they have free food. I tell this to everybody, like, listen, at least to a black person's, you know, especially from the South standard, it's not seasoned. So, I'm being totally honest. Like, it was a struggle a little bit for us, you know, finding like those spots that you know could deliver with the food, because not all the food was hidden. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, breakfast, that's like the meal you can go like you could kind of cut a little bit with seasoning, but like, you know, lunch and those other traditional meals, it was very few select spots. Like, it was a food truck. Like, they have food trucks too on top of like the free cafeterias. It was a food truck. This lady knew my name. Like, I was there every single time this food truck came out to Google, because I knew they seasoned their food. It was good. And it was like, it was Southern food too. It was like yams, greens. It tasted cornbread. Yeah, it tasted good.
So
yeah.
was the movie? I mean, is Google in real life accurate to the movie The Internship? I mean, we want to know, because I have no desire to go intern or work at Google, but I'm curious. Like, is it really like that? I mean, I know about the food.
I might intern.
You just confirmed that part, but I mean, they have nap pods, and I mean, it's like carefree in the world kind of thing. How does anybody get any work done? I guess that's what I'm trying to get to.
No, that's the big question. I don't even know that. Like, to be totally honest, because like, I mean, the reason we were out there, at least for this program, was like, we're taking classes on their campus, but we couldn't even comprehend, like, how do Googlers have time for this stuff? The slides, they have the slides, the nap pod.
What did you call? Wait. What did you call them?
The nap
nappy?
pod?
No. Back it up. You said who have
the Googlers? Oh yeah, you call them Googlers. Yeah.
That's so funny, because I was gonna ignore it. I thought it was going back to what you were talking about earlier, Ryan Coogler.
I picked up on that. I was like, that is from the movie. Okay, so you're considered a noogler, right? Because you're an intern.
Your first year of full time.
Oh my God, it's like the movie. Oh my goodness.
So it's very, I would say it's pretty similar to the movie, like, in a lot of ways. Yeah, like, I think that very same slide in the movie is the same slide they have on campus, but the movie, just disclaimer, it wasn't shot on Google's actual campus. I think it was shot on like UCLA's campus or something like that.
That's cool.
Or Stanford, Stanford, I think. Yeah.
Wow, nice. Okay, cool. And then so Google, and then Microsoft.
Yeah.
Wait, someone said, I know someone who works at Google, and I've heard it's really hard to get hired by them. The end.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh my God. Yeah, and it's just to confirm, like, one last point with the movie, it's a playground. One last thing about Google, it's a literal playground. I don't know how people do anything there, but yeah,
I get fired.
I know you would. I know you would.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, as long as there's no bar there, I think I'd be okay. Or strip club.
Ooh, oh nah.
I'm about to say, is there a bar there? Hold on, you were thinking. I saw you looking.
Nah.
Is there a strip club?
No.
Okay.
Maybe near campus, but.
Anyway, move on.
Yeah. Let me move on.
All right, Microsoft.
Yeah, and I think, like, when I came to Microsoft, it was definitely a bit of a change. Like, it was definitely like techie, and, you know, a lot of glass everywhere. Like, it was no cubicles in any of these places. Same thing with Microsoft. But one thing I did notice, I felt that, I mean, this is just my personal opinion, like, compared to at least Google, I felt it was more corporate-y. Like, it was like, you know, Google kind of felt like a college campus. Like, hey, you just want to sit down and work right here? Like, let's go ahead and, like, do this. Microsoft had some aspects. Like, they had, like, a tree house. You could, like, take a meeting call, like an actual tree house. Like, you climb the stairs. It was an elevator, too, that you could go into and take meetings. But you rarely... I felt like people were way busier there because you never saw people doing any of this stuff. But, man, like, it definitely felt more corporate-y, but they had the best internship program. Like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, so for undergrad, I highly recommend Microsoft because they really take care of the interns. Their food isn't free. They're subsidized, but they have so many events that you pretty much get fed a lot of free food. There's, like, endless, like, events. You're going to meet a lot of, like, the leadership. Like before I came, I think all the interns got like Surface Pro laptops. We weren't that class, unfortunately, because they wanted to instead
to keep or
to
while you
keep
were intern.
to keep
Wow.
to keep. The year before that,
Wow.
Wow.
the year before that, I think the class they all got Xbox Ones. Yeah, so like
Oh,
they really take care of the interns. Our year, he wanted to be like turn it into more like a philanthropy type of deal. So we just had a concert.
Yeah, I was about to say y'all ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, we had a concert. We had
You mentioned the
Sean
P word, you're
Paul.
not getting anything.
Well, we had some.
wait.
We had
What
Sean
P
Paul,
word?
Ella May, and then Kyle. I don't know if y'all know who Kyle is. Like I Spy with my little eye. I don't know if y'all. No, okay.
Wait, Kyle Lowry from the Kyle Lowry, the basketball player.
No,
You know,
y'all probably don't know
both
Kyle.
of us are over 40, right? You know that, right?
It's cool.
I'm 71.
But yeah, Microsoft, they really take care of the interns. So like that was like one of the best places I really felt like beyond cared for. And they gave you cars. All the interns got cars. So that was ridiculous.
I was actually going to ask you that
Yeah.
question, but I didn't know how sensitive it would be of which out of those three, which one, but you already said it, Microsoft. I'm actually shocked. I thought you would say Apple, believe it or not Google, but Apple, for the simple fact of, you know, things that you kind of program. I mean, who cares how many people downloaded? You were, because I know my brother, he was into Macs and Apple products. He never liked, I think still to this day, he does not like Microsoft products.
But
It's Apple.
He switched over.
Oh,
yeah, he switched over.
because we've always had a battle. I was like, I'm Microsoft, man. Forget Apple. Yeah. First of all, it's too expensive. I can't afford that right now. And he was always Apple, and you know, he was like, man, you know, you can just do this with like 3 clicks, right? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you graduated. I was actually at the graduation. Congratulations.
I was not invited. I'm a little mad about that.
It's cool. I didn't know you, Rodney. My bad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So you graduated. Actually, I was not at your graduation. I was at your high school, your homeschool graduation. I wasn't at the college graduation because I think it was.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a. So yeah, it was the pandemic.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot they didn't have one, and I think you ended up walking a year later.
Yeah.
And you know, with my job, we were knee deep into COVID, but you graduated, and then you ended up, you know, with American Airlines. Most recently departed from American Airlines. I mean, how was that with the perks of American Airlines? That's all I really want to talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say forget the company. I love American Airlines. They're a great company to fly with. But let's talk about some of the perks that you had and why you chose American Airlines after graduation.
And how many bags did you lose? How many bags did you lose? Because they lost one of my bags.
Yeah. They must have known I was an employee. I never lost a bag. Yeah.
It was put in the captain's closet. Yeah.
But yeah, how I got to American. My bad.
That's an inside joke.
Oh, I didn't get the inside.
It's a movie that, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Y'all good.
So you chose American Airlines for what you, right? It looks like you're drinking straight vodka. Anyway, you chose American Airlines. You had some nice little perks for those who don't know about working for a company. My neighbor down the street works for American. He tells me all the time he flies for free. And that's one of the perks for working for them. You know, where were you based out of? You know, where did you travel to? Just some of those things.
Yeah, no, great question. Yeah, was based out in Dallas. I guess like I should kind of step back too. American was not. I can say this. I think they even know. Like it wasn't my first choice when I did graduate. I was actually supposed to be a technical program manager at Google. Like I passed the interviews. Funny thing about Google when you're doing full time is that I don't want to spend too much time on this, but they have the most weirdest process. When you pass the interviews, you go into another phase, which is team matching, and the team has to select a candidate. It's supposed to pull the candidates, and they have to select you from the pool to actually get a full-time job on their team. So you could pass.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
you could pass your interviews at Google and not get the job. So the pandemic just hit. It was peaking. The process was like delaying and delaying. Like honestly, if I waited like like an extra 2 months, I would have probably got placed. But I was like, forget it. Americans saying they want me. I got sold. One of the biggest benefits of working at American Airlines, is the flight benefits. I got told he was a really good persuading guy. The guy, what's his name? I don't know his position, but it was a guy named Phil. He was very persuasive. He was like, "Man, you don't want to go to Cali. Like, you don't want to live over there. You're gonna have roommates. You're not gonna be able to travel for free. You're gonna be like budgeting. Like, you come to Dallas. Like, come to Texas. You could fly for free. You could go see the world." I was like,
Texas.
Man, that sounds like a military recruiter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He was really good. He was really good. And I was sold. Like, I was sold, and I did not waste any time using those benefits. And that's really the only benefit of working for American is the flights. But what's really cool, I think the coolest thing of all is that you fly standby, but if first class is open, you get to go in first class. So
That's cool.
Yeah. I've flown because nobody's flying during the pandemic, and I was loading it up with flights back to Florida. I've had many comfortable flights in first class, with my wine and cheese. It's unlimited, so they just keep it going as long as you keep bringing.
Give me all the cheese.
Yeah, he loves cheese.
But,
I do.
You would have a blast. Like
outside of Florida, you've been to like Italy and some places.
Been to Italy, Peru, Costa Rica twice, San Diego, Hawaii.
Wow.
It's probably a lot more I'm not even naming, but those are like my highlighted trips. Like favorite one of all, I think that's gonna be a question.
Yes.
Without a doubt, Italy
2-part
is probably the most gorgeous place in the world. Like it's gorgeous. Amazing food. Everything tastes fresh. It's cheap to get around. You don't need a car. Like it's amazing. Wine is really good too. Like it was perfect.
I actually have a 2-part question. You answered the first part. The beautiful ladies. Like where? Which one of you is the most? Like you, where?
All right, nephew. Take your time with answering this question now. You don't want, just think about this question now.
Yeah.
Set yourself up.
No,
don't worry about them. Blame it on him.
No, like I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't travel to any predominantly black places for these trips, so that's gonna already kind of hint towards my question of where I'm going for.
Right.
But honestly, like
we don't care about that.
Oh, I already said it. But yeah, Costa Rica was they had some very beautiful women down there. That's all. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Moving on. All right. So you turn in your resignation, and we're at the top of the hour, but turn in your resignation, and you're at a startup company now. I mean, can you talk about the startup company, or is it still? I mean, can you not?
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Okay.
Sometimes I have a battle with even like calling it a startup because like it's such a small company and they're like expanding their tech, but they have been around for like a good minute. But we kind of work as like consultants in a sense for getting people migrated over to the cloud. So I'm actually one of the lead data engineers for a new contract that we signed. So I don't know if I could say the actual company name. I'm not.
Yep,
I'm not gonna say the company name, but yeah, we're working.
Can I guess? Playboy?
No. All right, keep going.
Okay.
No, but yeah, we're working with some companies to help migrate their data to the cloud, get them integrated with like machine learning, data science, to kind of like understand the data and make predictive behaviors are more of a core habit. So how they make decisions instead of like, hey, going in Excel, doing all this like long analysis. Hey, why not over time, like in real time, have this algorithm running on the back end that can tell you, hey, by like this time, hey, you're gonna need like 5 more people to, I don't know, to help out with your supply, like stuff like that. But yeah, we're just heavy into data.
Okay. You
So
know, I'm going to actually connect you with someone that we both know from Scholarship House, and we've had on as a guest, Jonathan Quarles, out of Flint, Michigan. Not sure if you've heard of him. He also went to FAMU graduate, and he's connected to Terry also, Terry Morris. I want to connect you all. Stop hating on Terry. I'm going
I
to
don't
connect
know.
you
Yeah, I
all
don't know why you're saying
also,
about Barry so bad.
so that you know, maybe you all can benefit one another. He's an entrepreneur. He started at the age of 8, selling and picking
Is
up paper routes. So
is he that guy that says he's like a serial entrepreneur?
yes, that's him. Yep, that's
Cool.
Jonathan. He wrote the book. He was the author that we had on a couple weeks back. Man, hey, that's wow. The last thing I want to touch on before we get into one of my newest segments
Oh God.
is so you said you had a YouTube channel and you have a TikTok. So talk about some of the things that's on your YouTube channel, even though you may not be doing much on there anymore. What's on there, and then also your TikTok. I mean, what are some of the things you've been doing on there, and then tell people how to reach you. Tell people how to reach out to you, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, on YouTube you can find me. Just type JustJonMckin. On there, I originally started off doing like tech reviews, just talking about software engineering, kind of my career path, how to get into it, tips and advice. But lately, I've been focusing more so on TikTok. My YouTube is going to change over to this. I can type it in the chat on my TikTok, but it's Crypto John 2 Metaverse. Way more
Oh
successful.
hell no. That's too much to type. Go ahead. You type that.
Hey, I will type it, but I'm way more big on there. I think we're about to pass. I need to work on my followers, but I have over like 100,000 likes on there, over like 3 million views
Wow.
across all my videos, and yeah, just trying to be affluent with. My main focus on that channel is to teach people about crypto, NFTs, huge emphasis on NFTs, how to set it up. How to flip them if you're looking to flip them, just getting you in the whole realm of this crypto movement, because it's coming, whether you like it.
Yeah, my mom, we were talking, I think last week or the week before, and she was like, Jonathan's into NFTs. I was like, that's like C++ to me. I don't understand that language. I have no clue. But yeah, hey, that's great news. Glad that you were, able to come on. With crypto, we actually had, Daryl is who I'm speaking of, Rodney. We actually had somebody on, and he said he really didn't get into crypto. That could be a conversation for another episode that we can get into as far as cryptocurrency and NFTs.
Oh, definitely.
We
Yeah,
have a
I
lot
want to know more about the NFT.
Right. I'm into crypto. I'm not in NFTs, but we have some people who would love to get into that.
Yeah.
Especially the NFT part, but because it's so foreign right now. I think right now where we are, NFTs are kind of like cryptocurrency was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I think if you can get that out there, we can have segments on here. Sky's the limit. But
I will shill I will teach all the terms. Shill is when you promote your. I didn't curse, but it's when you promote your own project. But I am launching the NFT collection, so if you follow me on Crypto John the Metaverse to know all the details about it, for sure.
All right, everybody who's going to be looking at it now, who's going to be watching it later, follow him on all the social media platforms, including Crypto John 2 Metaverse, and he'll tell you everything you need to know about NFTs. But so when we normally have guests on, we have something called Last Call. Didn't kind of really want to get into a last call this time, but I have a new segment I'm going to start this week, and because you're on, it is called Joke of the Week. And
I'm buzzed.
Okay.
Hey, I'm a dad. These are some good lame dad jokes. So,
oh God,
I'm a dad.
Since you,
he has 3 kids.
That Care Bear does
Yeah.
not count.
They're right here. I'm looking at them all asleep. Shut up.
Oh man.
Since you're into tech and technology, so the joke of the week for this week, everybody write it down. tell your friends tomorrow at work. So the joke is, I tried to get a smart car the other day, but it sold out too fast. You want to know why? I guess I was a bit slow.
Okay. Okay. I'll clap it. I mean, that's the first dad joke I heard like that. So I mean.
There we go. For all y'all hey, I mean, I could do the other one. Did you hear the joke about the roof? Never mind, it's over your head. All right, we're gonna keep it going.
All right.
We're gonna keep it going. Jonathan, JustJonMckin, thank you for being on. Everybody, you know where you can find him.
Yeah, Steph. I agree. That was terrible. Steph is right. That was terrible.
These are dad jokes. Hey,
I'm not even gonna tell my. I'm not even gonna tell my Terry slander story either. Oh, that was horrible.
I will tell one story though, since we're wrapping up with Terry. This is the first, probably memorable story I had with Terry, and I still remember this day. We had a tradition in the night house by watching a movie called JD's Revenge. Very old movie from the 70s. And we were watching it one night. It was a Saturday night, and all the new guys who would come into the night house, it was a tradition that they had to go watch this movie. You can find it on YouTube, whatever. And a lot of cussing in it. And everyone knows that Terry is very religious. I'm religious too, but he is very religious. Cussing was not allowed in the house, wasn't going to happen. And
we're all religious.
He said, the only way I'm going to let y'all watch this out here in the living room is if everybody has to get up and go to church for me tomorrow. Rodney, I know you remember this, tomorrow morning on Sunday.
Wow.
And we was like, yeah, Terry, yeah. I kid you not, at 8 a.m., he was bamming on every door in the hallway in the night house. And, he woke everybody up, and we ended up going to church that day. But that's one of the stories I have. I don't know what story Rodney may have, but
that
sure
one kind of.
Terry's gonna watch this later, Rodney. I'm just gonna let you know that.
Oh, let him. No, that actually kind of sounds similar to mine. Where in the scholarship house, they used to provide us with something like Google. They provide us with certain things, like utilities and utensils and things like that. We used to take this, I didn't know any better, I was following somebody else. We used to take this Kool-Aid pitcher, and instead of putting Kool-Aid in it, we put a mix of alcohol in it and walk around and pour it in people's cups who were drinking. Didn't matter about the age. It didn't matter. We didn't care. And one day, Terry, being the whatever he was, headmaster, whatever the fuck he was, he's like, hey, that's school property. You can't put alcohol in it. We're like, oh no, it's not alcohol. No, it's alcohol. We kept trying to hide it. He knew what alcohol smelled like. We're like, no, it's Kool-Aid. But pour me some. Oh, we don't have enough. We poured it out. So he pretty much was like, listen, I'll let you guys slide. It was three of us. I'll let you guys slide if you go the same thing with him. If you go to church with me the next day. I said hell no. But the other two guys said, okay, Terry, you got a deal. And then they were like, hey, we can make another batch. We're going to church tomorrow. I'm like, oh God. We go out in about an hour and go out and party and everything else, which I gotta commend you for keeping your focus in Tallahassee. But we go out and we get home super, super late, and we probably had gotten maybe like 3 hours of sleep, and we didn't think he was serious because we thought, oh, he's still up too. His light is on. He came bamming on our doors like policemen and brought us to church, like made us get ready to go to church so we wouldn't get in trouble. Yeah, so we always hated him for that, quote unquote, hated him for that.
That's Terry.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I never knew. Wow.
Yeah. Well, on the opposite side of that, it shows a lot of integrity by him and what he tried to pull out of us as young men with hair.
Yeah.
That, he made us do that. And actually, we had a really good time at church. I mean, I think the Holy Ghost might have tickled me a little bit. I felt it. I felt it. It was a good experience. I should have gone back, but the damn temptation of Tallahassee just got me. It got me.
And it's still getting you.
Yeah. It'll do that.
All right, Jonathan, again, great to have you on. for the giveaway that I mentioned in one of
Yeah,
my
what is this giveaway?
we will be having another giveaway by an anonymous donor who has graciously gotten some great products for us. We're gonna say what it is on the next episode next week. But this giveaway was probably going to go. I mean, we're probably going to have it for a couple of weeks as far as trying to gather the winners. It's not going to be next week, but so just stay tuned for you all looking at this now or later on while you're on the toilet in the morning before work. Hey, you know what? Check out next week's episode because we're going to say what's in the giveaway box. Again, this is an SMG Production, Sargarians Media Group. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on
Also,
Instagram. We are not.
And you can win this.
We are not giving away. No, don't you dare say it. We are not giving away.
Oh.
Where did you get that?
What do you mean? This is the giveaway for this week.
You just have a random screwdriver.
It come with an Allen wrench. We all need an Allen wrench.
All right,
screwdriver and Allen wrench.
So check us out on YouTube. We will be starting probably in the next couple of weeks posting some of our episodes from season 1, season 2, and 2 Point Happy Hour Live on YouTube, 2 Point Happy Hour Live on Instagram. Like, subscribe, tell your friend, tell your mama, tell your auntie, tell your granddaughters.
You're talking too fast. I haven't typed it yet.
You're typing too slow. Anyway, Jonathan, I'm not gonna hold you up anymore. We're gonna have you back on here to talk about cryptocurrency. We're gonna talk about
I need to learn that.
Good seeing you again, nephew. Love you. Appreciate everything that you do. Glad you're a successful man. You're in better shape than me. I'm trying to go on a cruise in a couple of weeks, and this ain't working out. So, hey, good having you on. We're gonna talk to you. We're gonna talk to you soon. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Rodney, just like the Care Bear back there. Have a seat.
All right.